Hello, my friends. Bonjour, mon ami. Here we meet again with another version of motivation. Whoever that loves motivation, let's check it out. But before we proceed, please make sure that you stay safe with your family, friends, and whoever you are with. Because COVID-19 doesn't play around the bush. It recognizes no victims. It selected no victims. Whoever we are always the victims. Alright, today I'm going to share the amazing content of inspirational article written by Tom Sheve from howstuffwork.com entitled 5 Tips for Changing the Way You Think. Alright, let's go and check it out, fellas. In an ideal world, said Tom, our thoughts, experiences and beliefs would remain in a continuous state of refinement and renewal. We would frequently be exposed to new and interesting people and situations, and we would constantly discover and enhance new aspects of our emotional and intellectual lives. However, this is really how life progresses. For many of us, personal ruts and situational repetition are the norm. Our focus narrows to daily stresses and events outside of our control, and our careers slowly push ahead. Our circle of friends holds steady or shrinks over the years, and we content ourselves with familiar forms of recreation, mental stimulation, and social interaction. Then one day we wake up feeling we need something different. Perhaps we tire of dwelling on old worries or lost opportunities. Maybe we get bored of doing the same thing day after day, or possibly we just want to see the old world in an entirely new way. Whatever the reason, it's not hard to change the way we think, but it does take some effort. What are some ways you can change the way you think? These are 5 tips according to Tom Sheve how to change the way you think. Tips number 5. Some people believe that the best way to help yourself change the way you think is to tell yourself repeatedly to think a different way. The idea isn't new. In fact, it's very old. Most religious practices involve the repetition of prayers, appeals or affirmations. Militaries across the world demand the recruits change the way they think and use chants, cheers and oaths to help to do so. You may decide to choose a new specific mantra. Public speaking is fun, for instance, or something a little more broad, such as live in the moment. As long as your mantra or affirmation isn't grounded in the status quo, nothing must change, for instance, nothing must change, it may help you change the way you think. But choosing a mantra isn't enough. It's important to take time each day to review and repeat the catchphrase, or you won't get its message time to sink in. Try to repeat it throughout the day whenever a situation presents itself that challenges you. Tips number 4. If the idea of singing terrifies you, maybe it's time to belt out a favorite tune, privately or on stage. Trying to change the way you think, why not try changing the things you do? It's not easy to change your perspective on things, especially when you are doing the same old things over and over. Even making little changes in your life can help. Pick up a new sport or activity that you have always wanted to try. Go to restaurants, parks, and other gathering places that you don't normally frequent. See a movie screened by our local film society, attend a community potluck, volunteer at a non-profit, or attend religious service that is different from your own. Are you something of a control freak? Farm out tasks to others and set aside your high expectations and instinct to take the project over and do it your way. If you are more of a passive person, make an effort even if just a day or a week, to take matters into your own hands and to be more assertive. Introverts attempt to come out of your shells. Commit yourself to initiating and maintaining a 5-minute conversation with a total stranger once a day. By changing or breaking even small routines, your brain will be exposed to new stimuli and will create new neural pathways to accommodate changes. You must know how you think in the first place in order to think differently. Tips number 3. We can't think differently if we don't pay attention to the way we currently think. It isn't hard to walk through life with unchallenged or outdated beliefs, preconceptions, wrong assumptions, and a personal narrative that's badly in the need of updating. Many people are afraid of acknowledging and exploring their own thoughts and emotions, choosing instead to focus on life outside their own skin, the needs of others, career goals that have been gated, and the constant static of the information age. Focusing on self-awareness can help you reconnect with your true needs, desires, and dreams. It can make you pay attention to how you treat people and how you feel about how you are treated by others. It may seem almost indulgent to work toward becoming more self-aware, but if so, there's nothing wrong with splurging on yourself. Increased self-awareness can facilitate major life changes. The processing of painful events from the past and the acknowledgement of resentments and fears in order to overcome personal demons and addictions. Identifying your moods and emotions will make it possible to adjust them. You can't change the way you think until you understand what's causing you to think the way you do. Tips number 2. Hence, it's time for a new and different friend. Why? That is to bring new thoughts, ideas, and perceptions into your life. Get to know someone with a different perspective, occupation, background, culture, or religion. Hanging out with like-minded people is a good way to hear constant reinforcement of your own thoughts and beliefs. This also makes it easy to fall into groupthink and makes it more difficult to see or acknowledge faults, shortcomings, and falsehoods of our own. That's not to say you need to get rid of all friends. Just spice up your life with some new ones. New friends and acquaintances increase the odds and that you're introduced to new ways of thinking. You may pleasantly surprised to have your worldview rock a little bit by a simple conversation with somebody who views life much differently than you do. Great thing about widening your special circle is that new friends can help expand it even further by introducing you to people you might otherwise have little opportunity to meet. You don't have to travel to exotic lands to meet new people who think differently than you do. In fact, they are all around you. It may just be a matter of being willing to initiate conversations with people from whom you'd normally shy away. Tips number 1. A popular phrase: get out of your comfort zone. Going about your life the same way day after day, doing the same activities you have always done, and planning the next weekend to mirror the last one is a good recipe for shrinking your awareness, joy, and understanding of the world. We have a natural and often useful tendency to stick with the familiar in life and avoid situations that makes us uncomfortable. This is a good way to stay out of sticky situations, but it's also a good way to get in a rut and stay there. Pushing yourself to embrace new activities and experience that force you to step outside your comfort zone is a good way to change the way you think. Perhaps it's something physically intimidating, like skydiving or bungee jumping. Maybe getting outside your comfort zone means you seek out public spaces in which you are an ethnic, cultural, or religious minority instead of vacationing in well-worn tourist traps, try a new destination that's off the beaten path. The value of relationships, even bad ones, and the interpersonal challenges they present certainly can remove us from our comfort zones. This is according to Lisa O's book, US Transforming Ourselves and the Relationships That Matter Most. Even conflict-driven relationships can teach us plenty about ourselves and the way we navigate difficult emotional terrain. The lessons learned and self-knowledge gained often require the give and take of a relationship. The same personal gain usually can't be achieved by individuals who isolate themselves from others.